there is a meeting point. So yeah, I encourage you to join that campaign as our paths merge here.
Quite a bit off the ground, raised for your convenience. Try another map.
Casual, there's a pole. Oh, it doesn't quite make a pole, I think. So he's just standing in
Wonderful.
Now this is a good example of when you say what's original. This is a complete refurbishment of the house, or this part of the house, a familiar name to you. It was designed in two very grand rooms out of the original fabric of the Tudor house. So this room dates to 1805. The wall hangings are of silk, original from the time. Thomas Lister Parker was a great antiquarian and patron of the arts. And you see a lot of these paintings were actually bought by him. And sometimes quickly sold. So you have a picture of, by Turner, the View of Sheerness, that he collected as original, but he had a copy made quite quickly by William Colcott. So, it wasn't fraudulent, they were just dealing. You just have a nice picture of it for a year and then move it on and put another one on.
And because he wasn't limited like I was,
We do need to go across the street.
Things that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten, they were so bad.
Naughty figs.
right on the edge of the weather.
In this next week we're going to be entering Scotland, and yeah, so had a really amazing amount of cosmic stuff happening this week. And so we had horrific rain for 11 days, and one of the days we all went mental, I don't know if there's a term for it, we were storm mad, and we made some really poor decisions. Some people ended up wading through a really fast river that was like a flooded river up to their waists, which wasn't a good idea. We were in the hail. We walked solidly for 8 hours through hail and full blast wind. It was a yellow weather warning, so we learnt never to walk on a yellow weather warning. And it was hard being wet for a week, and we were camping pretty much most of it, and then went and did an admin day and booked as many village halls as I possibly could. And then we've been in village halls all this week, and then the weather turned again, and now it's really warm, and we've had 2 days of sunshine, so we've been walking along in a vest top again. It's been crazy. It felt like proper winter, and now it's warm. Now it feels like autumn, whereas it was summer, then winter, and then it's sort of gone back to being an autumn feel now, but it's still really warm. We've had incredible conversations with people. There's a lot of local, so I think something in these smaller communities up north that is something to learn from, and it's something I experienced as well in Sark, is that community is key. And we've, I think, all learnt to appreciate that more through lockdown. But we don't know what's ahead, but it's probably going to be quite different to how things have been. And the main things that are coming up is we need to learn to be at ease with transition and change, because there is going to be transition and change, and there's nothing we can do about that really. How big a change, how apocalyptic, we don't know, but things are going to be different. Pandemic, economy, there's all the different factors aside from food shortage and water shortage and environmental refugees and all the other things that are likely to be imminent, flooding, etc. The thing that's going to be extremely important is for communities to look after each other, right? So we need to know how to look after ourselves and heal ourselves and eat nutritiously, and treat ourselves with plants and things, and just the old knowledge of how to look after ourselves and do it within a community setting. And the more we're able to do that, and the more tight the community is, and the more old knowledge of how to survive pre-modernisation is like as a skill set within that community, the more resilient it's going to be. And that's just that's the main thing that we're observing. The communities up here are particularly resilient because they are working together. They've just, we just stayed in Kirkoswald where they bought the they bought the shop, and they now run it as a community shop, and it's like a local baker that supplies the produce, and yeah, it's just really inspiring. This place is like the inside of my mind. If you could go into my brain and look around it, this is what it would look like. It's got Sarah in it. It's got every curiosity and thing you can think of. Yeah, it's got Elise in it. Yeah, isn't it? I was just saying, it's like the inside of my mind. Like if you could go into my brain, this is what it would look like. It's got Howard in it.
Treasures.
Yeah, it's just full of.
Look at treasures of keys and locks.
Oh wow!
Which is amazing.
Oh wow!
But then also these spiders' webs.
Look at all the spiders' webs.
Just mind blowing.
And all the feathers. Oh gosh, this is like
it's just
the
so
coolest
much.
space I've ever been in.
That's exactly what I
Oh
said.
my
when I came
god,
in.
I love it so much. Wow. I just want to show you a little photo. We've got a rod. This is our in-house wizard. Wow. 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 So what's your name?
My name's Elise.
And where are you from?
I am from the Midlands, a market town called Melton Mowbray.
So what's your name?
Ashley,
And where are you from?
Chichester.
What made you come on the pilgrimage?
Over lockdown, I spent a lot of time outdoors working on a farm, and I felt the call to come on a pilgrimage, and then this kind of popped up at exactly the right time. So serendipitous, I suppose.
So I joined the pilgrimage because I am deeply in love with nature, and because I've been rediscovering my own version of land-based spirituality, and because I've done community work for over the last decade, and speaking to all different types of people is one of the most important parts of my entire career as a dance producer and teacher. And I used to be a climate activist a long time ago, and I stopped doing things that could get me arrested when I started working with communities that face multiple barriers. And this project met all of those aspects of who I am and what's important to me, and therefore what I can give to the climate movement. It felt a really relevant way for me to be able to step in.
What do you feel is unfolding on the pilgrimage? What's happening, do you think?
I think you have a group of people who kind of all started at different places with their relationship with nature and the environment, and collectively we're kind of almost like building a consciousness that is reacting to our environment, and it's like a really powerful thing. Like all these different idiosyncrasies that we have between us are kind of coming together into this creature almost, and going through the land as one, and I think it's really beautiful.
Many things, many things are unfolding. I think two of the main things that I see unfolding, which are, obviously informed by my personal perspective and interests, are about healing, how healing our personal emotional wounds and traumas can have a wider societal, even global impact. And there's something about re-indigenisation that word has come to us in the process, and it feels really relevant because we're sort of taking folk forms of theatre and working with them and reworking those narratives to modernise them and to make them relevant to the journey that we're on, make them relevant to COP. People are writing folk songs about the journey and what we're experiencing. And we've got different bits of sort of movement coming in there as well, and it feels like there's lots of like skills and experience that come from traditional folk forms and sort of mythologies and spiritual practices that are all being put in this big melting pot, and we're creating something new from that which retains an authenticity to the ancient, and that feels really rich, and this word of re-indigenisation feels really relevant.
And what do you think we might be able to achieve with this?
I think it's like a chariot of hope, like a like bearing the torch for people to like see what we're doing, because we're all different people and we're all very normal people. So people can see what we're doing and through us get that connection to Mother Nature that lots of people don't have. And it's like filters out. It's like as we're walking, it's like little things, and it's running like a little streams, like we're the river, and all the things that are coming out of it are the little streams, and kind of infiltrating the normal world.
Excellent. That's it. Thank you. That was perfect.
Oh, thank you. Have a good time. Good luck. Be safe. Don't die. Be safe. Bye.
Sassy Moots. Yeah, see you there.
The slogan on that pub is amazing. Quality libations and merriment since the 18th century. Fabulous. Sounds like somewhere for us.
Because Ashley recognised him from something from Brighton, and I was like,
Burning the clocks?
yeah, that's it.
Wow.
With Ease Ahoy.
Sweet. Yay! Art.
Very much gluten.
Yeah, what would you like to say? What's your name and what would you like to say?
My name's Kate Warby. I'm from ITV Border. Love the idea of having an electric car, but really haven't got much confidence in charging points, battery life. I think you need to do a lot more work if you want to get us all on board.
Great, thank you very much.
And then we were able to put a brochure together of all the acts that were touring that year, and then we could take that to
Yeah, and the trees.
This land is just so beautiful. Like, there hasn't been a single point where it hasn't been stunning. I thought that we would walk through ugliness and beauty, but it's just been beautiful every step of the way. We live on a very beautiful land and we are very lucky to be here. And then energetically, we've had an amazing week where the pilgrims have now tuned into the Ellen and Bellinus lines and are like guessing when they're on them and guessing correctly. So they've become body dowsers, which is what happened to me last year. Yeah, these lines are magic. The feeling I have from this line, of walking these energy lines, is it feels like riding a dragon. Like, it has not been easy. This has been the hardest thing I've ever done by far. And in terms of, like, in comparison to the Michael and Mary line, it's like riding the fire and earth line compared to the water and air line. Like, it's really noticeable how different the experience is. In the Michael and Mary line is inner world. You know, it's a pilgrimage for inner work, and it's so giving and supportive and generous and aligning and beautiful. This line is about you giving back. This line is about you doing work in the world, and it's hard and it's grueling and it's every day feels like Crystal Maze. It's like another game of like some insane puzzle you got to figure out, but they always give you just what you need. Each time you get just what you need, and it's just miracle after miracle, kindness after kindness, heart space after heart space. We have been loved and looked after and cherished and helped and supported and listened to and confided in, cried to. It's just, every day is just an extraordinary experience. It's been incredible. Definitely feels like we're giving back. Everyone we've met has felt so pleased that we're doing it. It's like you're doing it. It's like we're doing the treadmill bit. Like in the old days, like the monks used to pray for you. Like if you were rich and you needed to do penance, you'd pay the monks to do it for you. And it's like we're the kind of like the pilgrimage is kind of like an environmental penance for people who can't do it, because you've got jobs and you've got things that mean that you can't. You've got kids and you can't leave your life for 6 weeks. But we're doing it for you, doing it for the kids.
That's a big circle, isn't it? We're not going to stand around the outside, are we? Yes. What? All on their own. Yeah.